In this video, I'm gonna just quickly go over how to set up your gyro on the MZ-32. I assume you've watched the Graupner video, so you have the basics, because I'm not gonna go through every single thing in here. So the first thing we're gonna go and do is we're gonna go to the spatial menu. We're gonna go to logical switches. And you'll see that I have added 3 switches in here. Fairly simple to do. Of course, to add a switch, you click on the left side on that column, you click on the plus, and it'll add switches as you go through it. To edit each one of these entries, you click on the name, on the control area, you can select the control switch you would want to use. I selected control switch 8 here. Make sure it's set up as a momentary switch just like this. And in the logic field, I AND that switch. In other words, I'm saying I want switch 8 and switch 4 to be on before that output goes on. So if you look at the screen, you'll see there's my switch 8 selection. If it's on and I select switch 4 to a specific position, then it'll switch between these. So for switch 4, you can see that's a 3-position switch. And each time I change it, it goes on. You just select the position it needs to be in to select that mode. Fairly simple. Okay, so now that we have the logic switch configured, we need to go on and set up, go out of here, the phases. So in phases, you'll see I left the normal one that's there. Entry 1 is normal. Just put the video. Gyro off is 2, gyro on, headlock rate mode. You'll see that for the on-off selection, I have added switch 8, the same switch I had in the logic area in there, right? Then if you look at the others, you'll see I actually now selected those logic switches that I configured previously. Logic 1, 2, and 3, as we did in step 1. Okay, so that is the phase set configured, and the same thing is true there. You can see as I go through my switches, it changes those phases in there. Fairly simple. All right. But of course, that's just the switches. That's a configuration for the switches. Now let's go to our base menu and go to control set. This is where the actual work is going to be done, right? And in my case, I've selected channel 1 as the output to the receiver. That'll actually, that's the input on the receiver that I'll use to switch between the modes on the receiver itself, right? So if you go in channel 11 here, you will see that I have in the values here put in the various offset that will be recognized by the receiver for those specific modes. So in normal mode, or gyro, and with the gyro off, my offset is -100. When I flip my switch 8, gyro on, you'll see my offset is now jumped to -50 with my switch 4 in the down position. Now switch 4 in the middle position, I go to offset 0, and with switch 4 in the up position, I have offset 60, and that is the 3 modes that's selected there. So now the receiver will switch between those. Of course, you also want to be able to adjust the sensitivity on the receiver, and for that we have set up channel 12, and this is very simple. I just went into the configuration and I assigned the slider to that channel, and that's all that is to it. Now when you go and look at the slider, you'll see if I flip the slider, my channel output adjusts like this. And that's all there is to it. Now you can go to your receiver, use those inputs, and configure it per the Graupner video. Thank you for watching.